This video is going to explain how to use groups in Canvas so that you can set group assignments or group discussions for your students. So you're on your home page, and just like always, you're going to look on your left navigation bar here. You're looking for people. Go ahead and click people. It should take you to a screen that looks like this. For you, you should have a list of all of your students or anyone enrolled in that course here. At the top here, you need to click on this plus group set button. So just like an assignment shell or the discussion shell, you need to create the shell for your groups to sit in. So you're going to click that button and a screen is going to pop up for you that looks like this. When you go ahead and set your group set name, you want to make sure that you're being specific, especially if you're planning on using these groups over and over again, or if you're using them for specific assignments. And once you start building multiple different group sets, if you just have like group set 1, group set 2, you're going to forget what those are for. So maybe these are specifically groups that I want to use for my students when they're reading To Kill a Mockingbird. So I'm going to call this To Kill a Mockingbird groups. Once you do this, you have a couple different options for how the students are going to be grouped. The first option is self-sign-up. Self-sign-up is going to allow the students to sign themselves up for their own groups. So if you select this, your options are going to change a little bit. You still need to tell Canvas how many groups should be generated and how many members of that group there's allowed to be. So this would just be like in class, if you said, get yourselves into 5 groups of 6. That's what you're telling Canvas you need to happen, okay? So you can tell Canvas, we need 5 groups. The groups cannot have more than 6 kids. This is going to create 5 different groups under this shell, under the To Kill a Mockingbird group shell, and it's going to leave 6 blanks in that group. As the students sign up, those blanks fill in, and once it hits 6, nobody else can be added to that group. Next is the leadership. You can decide if you are concerned with a group leader being assigned. There's a couple different ways, again, that you can do this. You can automatically assign a student in multiple different ways here. You can have the first student that joins be the leader. Randomly, Canvas can assign a leader, or maybe you don't care about a leader, so you want to leave that blank. If this is how you want students to sign up for groups, you can go ahead and press save, and that will be generated for you. If you're worried about students signing themselves up, there are a couple different options. So if you do not select that, you're going to go down here and look at group structure. So if you want Canvas to make the groups for you, you're going to click this, split students into how many groups. So again, I want 5 groups. If you want the students to all be in the same section, so like first hour or second hour, you would want to select this. Same as above with the self-sign-up. This makes sure that if you have multiple sections, the students can only sign up within that same section, if that's something you're worried about. So again, this is just going to randomly generate 5 groups. It's going to take those 30 kids that you have in your class, split them randomly into 5 groups, and your groups will be set for you. If you want to be in control of who is in each group, you're going to want to select this. I'll create groups manually. And then press save. Once you choose that option, you're going to get to a page that looks like this. Again, here you would want to have, or here you would have all of your students listed in your class. and it would tell you that you have 30 out of 30 students that are not assigned to a group yet. We need to create our groups that we're going to add those students to. So we have our shell To Kill a Mockingbird groups, but now we need to actually name those groups. So here I'm going to press the add group. So I'm going to add group Boo Radley. And I'm going to say there can be 5 people in the Boo Radley group. So as you can see here, I have 0 out of 5 students. And if I did have students, their names would pop up here. So I could see which students are in which group. And I can keep adding. My next group would be the Scout group. 5 people in the Scout group. And Scout pops up, same thing, 0 out of 5. So you can keep doing this for however many people are in your class, however many groups you want to have, whatever the case may be. We have 3 groups, 5 students per group. The really nice thing about this function is if you're worried about students with IEPs or 504s, students you know that don't work well together, students you know do work well together, you have control over separating them out here into those groups, and the students can't add themselves to their own group. So if this is something that maybe is going to be graded, something that you need to make sure those accommodations are made for, this would be the option to go with. If it's maybe an assignment like a brainstorming assignment or a pre-writing assignment or something that you don't really have to worry about those accommodations, you could use some of the self-sign-up functions or the randomly generated group function. So once you're done with this, now this group is set up. Again, here you want to make sure you get to that 0 so that every student is in a group. But now we've created this group shell. Our students would be assigned to these groups, and now we can use this group set in an assignment. So if you go to one of your assignments, if we go back to our modules and we click on our test assignment and we edit it, we could now make this a group assignment, and we could choose our To Kill a Mockingbird groups, and now Canvas is going to automatically assign that to your students with those groups. You can select this button that says Assign Grades to each student individually. So if you are going to grade each student individually on the assignment and not just give one group grade, you would want to select this. Otherwise, if each student in that group is going to earn the exact same grade out of 10 points, you can go ahead and leave that unselected. Make sure you save your changes. And again, on the student side, that's going to change what it looks like a little bit. It's going to tell them what group they're assigned to, and they'll be working on that assignment together. You can create as many group sets as you'd like. They're always going to stay up here. So when you click on these, you'll be able to see your groups, who is in that group. You can modify them if you want. So maybe at the beginning of To Kill a Mockingbird, we had these groups, but now I decided, oh, these 2 students don't work well together. When I pull my drop-down menu here, all the kids' names will show up, and I can drag and drop them into different groups. So I can move those pretty fluidly.